Yo, what's up, YouTube? Today we got another reaction video, bro. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification. Bro, it takes you 1 second to join the family. Join the family. All right, but today we got a video, and bro, this dude finds out from a DNA test that he's not the father, but he still got to pay child support. I ain't gonna lie to you. If I raised a kid up and then I find out that's not my kid, somebody already died. Simple like that. Let's get into the video.
I'm probably going to jail for this. I don't care. I've stayed quiet long enough. A few years ago, I agreed to be a sperm donor. She said she just wanted the baby and not a relationship.
Oh, no.
I was young and naive, and I trusted someone that I shouldn't have. When she told me she was pregnant, I congratulated her and moved to California. I thought that was the end of it. But then she started messaging my mom. She said she had no one, and she pressured us all to be at the birth. So we did. We were all at the birth. I signed the birth certificate, and I decided to be in the baby's life as a dad.
No, once you sign that birth certificate, anybody who knows anything knows that once you sign that birth certificate, you are the father legally. Not biologically, but definitely legally. And the state is going to make sure you take care of that baby by any means necessary, even if that means you got to get locked up in jail because you can't afford child support. He didn't really, and he moved to California? Rookie mistake, brother.
And the baby lived in my Airbnb for free. I had to pay child support, and she took over $52,000 from me. I thought I was doing the right thing. I thought I was being a dad. She started asking me to be a family, and when I refused, she called me a deadbeat online, and I stayed silent throughout it all. 2.5 years later, I decided to take 2 DNA tests. Both of them said the same thing. I was not the father.
Of course,
I shared the results, she said that I was lying and that we tampered with the test.
Before you all start believing his shit, some company with her DNA, that could have been anyone's DNA.
She filed a restraining order. A judge signed.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie to you, y'all. If y'all know y'all mess with a crazy girl, they have that fake little crying shit, bro. Like exactly what she just did. They have that little fake crying voice. Bro, it has like a single drop of a tear. Bro, I hate girls like that.
Silenced me and made me remove all my posts based on Maria's claim that I was actually the father.
Yeah, and that's all it takes. That's all it's going to take is the woman's claim, because as a man, as soon as you go into any level of family court, you are guilty until proven innocent, and everything that the woman says will be taken at face value, and you will have to prove your way out of everything. This man has a full DNA test saying that he's not the father, and it's not enough. And if the woman wants to draw it out and really, really draw it out to make you miserable, she can for a very long time. If she's not cooperative with understanding that you're not the father and she doesn't want to admit that, she could drag it out in family court for forever.
It's the court order DNA test that I had to request, and it confirmed again I am not the father. And while I was silent, she kept going. She was changing dates on photos, spinning stories, manipulating people online. Some people believed her, but while she was doing that, I was uncovering the truth. Connections, manipulations, lies, and the truth about who the real father is. This is just the beginning of Maria's web.
Oh, he did his homework.
Here's part 2 on my side. Apparently, I've been in a full-blown relationship I wasn't even aware of. Maria and I had a one-night stand on December 12th, 2020. She was in her 30s and I had just turned 24. And let me say this slowly for the people in the back. We were never in a relationship. She wanted more and I didn't. But instead of taking the L, she turned it into a full-blown homie hopper. Like back to back. Wasn't even discreet about it. She just went down the roster like it was her job. I guess the logic was, if I won't date her, maybe I'll change my mind after I watch her hook up with all my friends. Bold strategy. It didn't work. And in case you think I'm so lying.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know why females be doing that shit. Like niggas want you back after that shit, bro. Like, nigga, you fuck 5 people I know. Why would I want to get back with you? Like, personally, it hasn't happened to me, but like I've seen it happen to like some of my friends, and I'm like, bro, why would you do that? Like, that makes no sense. Or like my homegirls will tell me like the nigga that they fucking with fucked them over, and then now they cousins and shit in they phone. I'm like, bro, why would you even want to mess with like their cousins or something? Shit like that shit like messy and disgusting.
It never does.
We were never together. I'm sorry, Hadley. I know you hate this picture, but this is the time that Maria asked me to be a sperm.
Yeah, that whole idea of like a woman trying to make you jealous by going out and being a hoe, it never ever works. It never works. It just makes you go, oh, I was right about her. It never works. I don't understand why women even try that as a method. It doesn't work.
She doesn't want to do IVF. And
nah, I ain't gonna lie to you. It worked like that first time. Like that first time you see it. Then after that, like I ain't gonna lie to you. All right, that bitch Bob. On to the next.
I'm convenient because we've already slept together once. She says she wants nothing from me, and instead of doing the smart thing and walking away, I said yes, because I was 24, and apparently thought the best use of my time was becoming a discount sperm donor for someone that I wasn't even texting back. I was thinking with the wrong head, obviously.
Exactly.
Said, no strings, no drama. I just want a baby. I was like, sounds easy enough, I can do that. I really thought I could just sleep with her and help her get pregnant, and then go back to business as usual. Like, thanks for stopping by. Good luck with the whole parenting thing. Top tier, dumbass behavior.
Yeah.
I own that, I know it, but I genuinely believed her when she said it would be simple.
And it's good that he's acknowledging that, because that is a dumb rookie mistake. This is a 30-year-old woman sleeping on a one-night stand with a 24-year-old man, trusting anything that she says is absolutely insane. Now, you can play the naive card because he was 24 thinking with the wrong head, but at the end of the day, that's why I tell dudes, you should not be thinking.
But I ain't gonna lie to you though. Like, that's stupid. Like, I'm not, like, if a girl came up to me and was like, I need help having a baby, and this shit is not like documented or nothing, like, nigga, I'm not doing that shit at all. Like, just me personally, like, I just think that sounds stupid.
Thinking with the wrong head. Don't be sleeping with women if you don't want them to be the mother of your kids. because you're doing something that could lead to her being the mother of your kids. So you better find a goddamn hobby that don't involve drinking and messing with random women, because I'm telling you, it could get you in a trap. This man's talking about having this woman live in an Airbnb for 2 years. She stole $55,000 from him. That's a big price to pay for trying to chase some coochie when you're 24 years old. You don't have the time wasting to waste sleeping with women that you don't even value, that you don't even respect.
Drama and no strings attached. That's not what happened. So
of course not.
Told me I got her pregnant the same day she got her period, and then accidentally exposed herself on TikTok 3 years later. May 7th, 2021, Maria gets her birth control arm implant out. She's from my hometown, and she was living in New Orleans at the time, so she could only be here on the weekends. So she came in town the next 2 weekends, May 14th and May 21st. We partied with my friends, she stayed over, she had someone take these pictures, and then later tried to use them to prove we were in a relationship. We weren't. What was I supposed to say? Don't take a picture with me? And then I went to California. While I'm there, I posted with another girl, Whitney. She's only a friend, but Maria didn't know that. Maybe she got jealous, I don't know, but what she did next will never cease to amaze me.
Of course she did, because the people who try to make people jealous in a relationship are people that easily get jealous. That's why they think that it works, but it never does.
June 6, 2021, Maria gets her period. She knows I didn't get her pregnant, and she also knows I'm about to move across the country. So she invites me to brunch, and she tells me she's pregnant, fully knowing that she's not. Then she starts drinking like a lot. We then leave and go to another restaurant and meet up with my friend Dylan, and she also tells him that she's pregnant. Dylan and I think it's weird that she's drinking, but she insists it's okay. Here's the proof that this video is on June 6th.
Fuck this place, move to California.
You didn't get a lemon in here.
Oh, fuck, wrong way.
This video is done, but it shows two things. Maria was drinking, and I made it very clear that I was leaving. And that's important because that brunch, that's the last time I ever saw her until the week before the baby was born.
Wow.
Here's how we found out that she was on her period when she told me she was pregnant. Here's a photo she posted to TikTok to try to prove we were in a relationship. She changed the dates on the photos, but we'll get into that later.
All right, I'm following you.
This one. I then tell my girlfriend, who's a nurse, that she took that photo the day that she told me she was pregnant. And Hattie's like, hold up, there's no way. Let me see that ultrasound photo again. So we pull up the ultrasound that she sent my mom. The ultrasound was done on January 17th, 2022. And it showed that she was 32 weeks in 1 day. I've since learned that pregnancy is calculated from the first day of a woman's last menstrual period. And if we count back 32 weeks in 1 day from January 17th, 2022, we get June 6th, 2021, the day she told me she was pregnant. And we didn't sleep together that day either. Since she never saw me after that, that means that she knew from the beginning that I was never the father.
Yeah.
Furthermore, here's proof that I'm in California the only weekend that she could have gotten pregnant. She traps me before there's even a baby.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's what they do. They'll sleep with multiple people, and then when they get pregnant, they'll decide which one they want to be the dad. And you was just the best sucker. That's how you was the best sucker that had the most money, that could provide probably the most stability in her eyes and from her opinion. And that's why you the one that got tied to the baby automatically.
We probably would have never found out if she wouldn't have posted the photos. She exposed her own lie, and it only gets crazier from here. Here's how I ended up the birth of a baby that I was only supposed to be a sperm donor for. July 12th, 2021, she confirms
I ain't gonna lie to you. That nigga froze up over there, kind of pissed me off, bro.
that she's actually pregnant. We only found that out later when she started posting on TikTok, but at that time she kept quiet. From July 22nd through July 26th, I was with my friend Whitney. She met my mom and she posted on Facebook. Maria didn't know she was just a friend, and based on what happened next, I think she got jealous. Because not long after...
Oh, y'all know that song. You say she just a friend. You say she just a friend. Oh, baby, you got what I need. Bro, that wasn't no friend. You know that. That nigga was piping that shit.
Maria starts messaging my mom.
Hello.
Hey, mama.
The night, I guess that we first met, I guess was that night at the half show. One of the first things after we introduced ourselves and sat down, I can remember her saying to me that she hoped that I didn't think that she took advantage of my son. And of course I gave a polite answer to that. We went on to discuss, and she mentioned, how I guess she was impressed with you to be so young and so successful at that age.
Yep, there it is. And that's why especially if you feel like you're going to be successful in your life, especially if you already have things. That's why I never understood this whole high value men supposed to or should go out and sleep with women, or they have the ability to. Sure, they may have the ability to, but you absolutely should not do it because it costs so much.
It just burnt
It can
my
cost you
hair.
so much, and you're dealing with something fragile like life. You could potentially create life out of it too. It just costs you so much. It doesn't seem like it's worth it. Go find a hobby, do something else with your time. Stop giving it to bloodsuckers. Don't give it to bloodsuckers. It's crazy.
From that point on, Maria started pulling my mom in deeper. She would ask for baby pictures of me, and she told her mom that baby's gonna look just like me. She made my mom feel important and needed, and when Maria told her that she had no one, my mom felt pressure to come to the birth.
She told me if something ever happens to her, I want you to raise the baby. And I just remember thinking, this poor girl has no one.
Oh.
By then, my family was in, they were planning to be at the birth, and I was about to be too. My mom tells me that Maria told her she has no one coming to the birth, no family, no support. She's scared, and she really wants me to be there. So I booked a flight on February 23rd, 2022, and it's $677.
Why would you do it in the first place if you don't have any support? She knew good and goddamn well that from her character being a horrible person, because I'm sure that's what she is. Usually when people do stuff like this ain't the only area in their life where they're crazy. She's probably pushed everybody away in her life that actually cared about her. And now she's alone. And she already knew that before she even signed up to do this gig. This whole gig was set up to get this dude trapped. And she played the long game. She slept with a bunch of dudes and said, whoever is the highest bidder is the one that's going to be the father of the child. It's crazy.
And I sent Maria the screenshot. By this time, Maria has already had 2 separate baby showers and never posted anything about it. Not one bump photo, nothing. And then a few hours after I booked my ticket, and on the same day that I sent her the screenshot confirming I was going to be at the birth. And at 8.5 months pregnant, that is the first time she ever posts that she's pregnant. And she uses my last name. She waited until I was fully in, and then she told the world. She didn't just lie, she made sure the lie had backup. The day the baby was born, I was there, and I was the first person to ever hold the baby. And I just remember thinking, this is what it feels like to become a dad. I didn't care about anything else in that moment. My parents are there posting about how they're grandparents again. And then the nurse comes in, and she brings in the forms for the birth certificate and the acknowledgement of paternity. I signed everything because I thought the baby was mine, and Maria knew I wouldn't. After the birth, she scheduled a full-blown newborn photo shoot. She posed me holding the baby and they would jump in the photos. She had my dog in the photos too, and had already ordered a bandana that said Big Brother. She shared the photos online, but I had no idea because I was already blocked on Facebook. She was posting pictures of me and the baby.
Yeah, she's playing the long game.
Family. While I'm across the country, she's messaging my childhood friends. She's asking my best friend Dylan and his girlfriend Megan to babysit, and they do. She starts asking my friends and family if they want to be the godparents. She didn't just ask 1 or 2 people.
So like nobody asked this nigga like, bro, I seen like Shawty girl posting like photos of you and the baby and all that. Like nobody asked this nigga.
Multiple friends they might be chosen. Literally, this is what my brother posted of me, the baby, and my friends. He joked, the godparents who didn't make the cut. And Maria liked the picture. At first, she kept things peaceful and calm. It's like she didn't want to risk pushing me away too fast. Once I was settled into this nice little world she created for me, that's when she started to tighten her grip.
Yep.
And that's when the real abuse begins. You don't realize it's abuse when there's no bruises. But she didn't need violence. She used my love for the baby to control me. She waited until I was all in. Once I settled into my role as a father, once she knew I wasn't going anywhere, that's when it changed.
Gotcha.
The control started small, a comment here, a demand there, but it escalated fast. It was Easter 2022, and I flew home to see the baby. I spent nearly $900 on
I mean, you just got to respect this man's ability to follow the story here. The amount of like research, and not research, but just backdating he did to find all this stuff and put it together.
Nigga, fuck what this nigga talking about, bro. Talking about research. Nigga, do you not see how thick this fucking binder is, bro? Of course this nigga came
And a
prepared.
portfolio to present it to the world. You got to just at least respect the fact that the man is calculated. Like, you got to respect the man's organization at this point.
My whole family was at the house. My parents, nieces, uncles, aunts, cousins. I blocked off my Airbnb and I hosted everyone, including Maria and the baby. At first, things seemed normal. She was upstairs drinking, talking with my mom, being friendly. I was downstairs with my cousin, just hanging out. The more she drank, the more her attitude started to shift. There was this edge to her, sharp glances and short responses. You could feel it building. Then, out of nowhere, she leans over the upstairs balcony, clearly drunk, and screams down at me in front of everyone, "Get your ass up here and take care of your child." My mom says this is the first time that she saw it. That Maria expected something from me way beyond what we agreed to. For me, it was the first sign that if I didn't do what she wanted, she would humiliate me in front of everyone. After that day, things shifted. Subtly at first. But every time I didn't respond fast enough and give her what she wanted, she would use the baby against me. May 16th, 2022, she asked if her and the baby could stay in my Airbnb rent-free. I don't answer right away. A few hours later, she threatens to take the baby away from me, so I say yes. She moves in, I cover rent, utilities, internet, everything. Meanwhile, I can't rent it out during peak season. I'm losing money left and right, but I tell myself it's worth it to stay in the baby's life. August 2022, I come back again, so I have to drive an hour each day just to see the baby, and then an hour back just to sleep with my parents. I keep showing up, I keep complying, because by now, it's clear. I push back, I lose access. After she moved out of the Airbnb...
And that's not talked about enough in the family courts. Help women do that. Women rely on the family court. They weaponize the family court and the child against men oftentimes. That happens a lot. It happens a lot because sometimes these ladies are in these flings with these guys. The baby's made out of lust and not love. And the way to control the man is to use the baby. Because the man doesn't even truly love her. The baby wasn't even made out of love. It was made out of lust. And so when you see a lot of these deadbeat dad situations, that's what I oftentimes see. I don't see a lot of dudes just abandoning their kids willingly. Oftentimes they're pushed away heavily by the mom, and the mom uses the state as an enforcement arm of her will against the man.
The control didn't stop. She texted me, "This is what I want from you." She wanted me to start paying the full daycare amount, even though there was no court order in place. And in exchange, she said that I could have the baby every other weekend if I stay at my parents' house. I've never been arrested. I didn't use drugs. I've never been violent, abusive, or even raised my voice around her. There's no court ruling, no concern from a judge, nothing.
There it goes.
It wasn't co-parenting. It was control. My access to the baby came with conditions that she made up as she went.
Exactly.
About a week later, she posted a photo on Instagram with the man that we now know is the dad. Just something to note. We'll get into that later. Then came the baptism. We talked about this in my first video, but here's a quick recap.
Imagine that. You got the baby pinned on you, and you sitting there funding this man blowing his girl's back out, and he's a real dad. He's a real dad of the kid. But because he ain't doing nothing financially with his life, she chose you to be the fool. That hurts. That's crazy.
I drove a 14-hour round trip just to be there. The night before, she asked me to come hang out. I said no. I didn't want to give her the wrong impression. So she told me I wasn't allowed to come to the baptism just like that. I didn't fight it. I just let my parents go instead. I was just trying to keep the peace. By summer of 2023, things took another turn. Now it wasn't just emotional pressure. It was legal. I was overwhelmed, and hiring an attorney felt too expensive. Plus, I had no reason to question paternity. Maria told me if I didn't just sign what her lawyer sent, she would take me to court and get $1,400 a month in child support and $16,000 in back pay.
Wow.
Trapped. In those same messages, she said that she didn't want to go in front of a judge.
I mean, does he not have any proof that he's been providing a life for her and the kid? Does he not have any proof that he's been providing? Because if you're providing a life for the kid, from my understanding, and if you can prove that, oftentimes they won't be able to get back pay. But you just never know, especially if he's in California. I don't know the laws if they're in Louisiana. I'm not sure where they are when this is going on. But you just never know. I'm going to tell you right now, though, it doesn't matter how powerful you think you are. You go into that family court system against a woman, especially a woman that can cry on demand, and you're weak. you're weak. Everybody in that room gets paid off of you. The woman gets paid, the judge gets paid, the lawyer gets paid, everybody gets paid off of your dime, and nobody has a problem exploiting you for it. I'm telling you.
Looking back now, that feels important. I agreed to pay $750 a month and $10,000 in back child support just to avoid a legal battle. I didn't think I could win, so on August 21st, I wired her $10,000. You think that once the court order was in place, things would settle down, but they didn't. If anything, the control got worse. I made my first court-ordered child support payment on November 1st. Less than 2 weeks later, she's calling me names, refusing to let me keep the baby overnight, and demanding more money again. Even simple visits came with strict conditions. When I tried to coordinate a time to see the baby, she laid out impossible rules for pickup and drop-off. She told me exactly when, where, and how, and still refused overnight visits.
Exactly, and that's what the court does. It gives all of the power to the woman. She gets to set all of the standards for everything that happens between you and somebody that's supposed to be your biological kid. Ain't that crazy? You're 50% of the child's DNA, but the other person, who is the person, by the way, that oftentimes isn't the one the most financially stable, but they'll give them the kid anyway.
I ain't gonna lie, chat. Like, I don't really know any of, like, the shit like this. So I don't got a kid. But, like, I mean, my dad paid child support. And, like, I kind of see, like, how this nigga feeling. Like, how my dad be talking sometimes. I ain't gonna lie to you. Women be crazy, bro. That's why you always gotta have that pull-out game on 10 out of 10, bro. If you know the bitch crazy game, pull out, bro. I don't care how, but I ain't gonna lie to you. The crazy bitches pussies be the best. On some real shit. I ain't gonna hold you. Pull out. Or use a condom.
Because according to Title 5D, and you guys can look this up, it's a real thing, the states get 66% of every dollar they collect in child support. Before Title 5D, it used to be almost always 50-50 custody. After Title 5D, when the state started to get 50% of every, or 66% of every dollar they collect in child support, all of a sudden you see women, even if they're less financially capable of taking care of the kids, getting the kids. And she'll get to set all the rules. And you as the father just have to sit there and take it.
She insulted me in one breath, demanded child support in the next. I gave her extra money, $30 here, $250 there, all outside the court order. I was trying to avoid conflict and trying to save the baby's life. Then out of nowhere, she texted me that she wants to be with me. I told her gently again, that's not what I want. Days later, she posted photos of me and the baby at her house on Christmas morning, like we're a happy little family. By early 2024, it felt like there was no line that she wouldn't cross. February 1st, I make the court-ordered child support payment on time. On Valentine's Day, I posted this photo while I was out to dinner. I wasn't even in town, it wasn't my girlfriend, just a night out. Maria saw it and immediately started freaking out, texting that I should have taken the baby to dinner instead. Then she said, keep this up and I won't let you see her anymore. Sent her $100 for a Valentine's dinner for her and the baby.
Wow.
Just trying to avoid another explosion.
Yeah, she took that and spent that on the dude that was blowing her back out. That's really the father of the kid. It's insane.
March 1st, I pay again, $750 in support, plus $31 extra for dance class. Again, not court-ordered, just trying to keep the peace. Then she posts birthday photos, thanking our family and best friends for coming to celebrate. We don't share family or best friends. She just went out of her way to find my family and friends, messaged them, and inserted herself into every part of my life.
Wow.
I paid for the birthday party, $364, so she did need extra money. However, the next day, she demands the child support payment 26 days early. When I say no, she tells me to die and says I'll never see the baby again.
Wow.
The next day, I sent her $156, not because I wanted to, or was ordered to by the courts, because I felt like I didn't even have a choice anymore. Then she posted even more birthday photos, this time at dinner with my family, like everything was normal. I guess because I paid her, she was happy. By this point, I was drained financially, emotionally, mentally. She controlled when I could see the baby, how much I paid, what I was allowed to post, and how I lived my life.
Right.
And every time I pushed back, she would punish me for it. It didn't matter how much I gave, she always wanted more. And I didn't think it could get worse. But then I met Hadley. And for the first time since meeting Maria, I was in a real relationship. An actual one, and it was serious.
Exactly.
Part 6 of Maria's Bible Lives will be up tomorrow.
Now you're in a whole different part of your life. And that thing is still following you. What you did when you was 24 years old on a whim is still stuck with you today because you made one bad decision. And that's what...
Damn, Loki, I want to see the part 6. Did this nigga get out of it? I'm guessing he got out of it. But damn, that bitch put that nigga through the ringer, bro. Like, tell me y'all thoughts, bro. She put that nigga through the ringer, bro. Like, that was like some Brock Lesnar 2018 heel run versus any black male that had the WWE Championship. If y'all know what I'm talking about, that's a WWE reference. Brock Lesnar put belt to ass on every black WWE champion. Beat Kofi Kingston in like 7 seconds. And then beat Biggie Langston, pinned him. Beat Roman. Beat The Rock. I think he beat one other person too, but fuck it, y'all get what I'm saying. That nigga was on a generational racial run. But oh damn, like that nigga really like was like really like put through the ringer, bro. I feel bad for Ging. Damn. Tell me your thoughts in comments below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification, join the fam, or damn, that shit did not. We gotta run that back. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification. Don't forget to subscribe. If you don't, I'm gonna come light your house on fire. Peace. Don't forget to put God first and love your family.